being a parent means I have to do what's right for you in the long run. And what's right for you, you don't understand yet.
Kids.
Hang in there, guys. Those parents out there, just keep doing the right thing. If it's hard and it doesn't feel fun, you're probably doing it right.
Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tom.
And yeah, it's been a beautiful fucking weekend.
It's been gorgeous.
Like this whole week's been like fucking nice.
Gorgeous outside right now.
I feel like when it's like this, it's the last. Like, yeah, it's October. It's like,
this is the end.
This is it. Enjoy this last bit of warmth because we're coming for you.
Right.
Winter's coming
on the way.
And going to eat right in that butt.
Yep. It's going to chill you through the inside.
Because it's been cold where it's like, obviously in the mornings we're wearing sweater.
Right. Yeah, look at me in a sweatshirt.
Well, we went golfing yesterday, and I had a shirt, and then I had a polo on, and then my undershirt, and I had to take that off because I was fucking sweating.
Yeah, we made so we went to a little practice course. It was like par 3.
Yeah,
and we made it through the first round without a drink, and then by that point, I was like, I was gonna die. I was like, man.
Yeah,
I need to drink something. I bought 3 Gatorades and downed those things.
Yeah, I brought the 1 Gatorade and then the Celsius. The Celsius, the energy drink.
Yeah.
Apparently, I didn't bring this up yesterday, but Alicia was saying that because everything online is crazy because everything just there's something.
Yeah.
You could, but there's something going online about those that it's like has drugs in it.
Oh shit! Did you feel high yesterday when you were?
Fuck no. Maybe that's why I sucked that last half.
Dude, I sucked
I'm
too.
I'm so high on this Celsius energy.
Man, I felt so excited in the beginning of that second half. And I hit a few. I'm like, okay, I think
you did great.
I think it's starting to click. And then by the end, I'm like, blade. Well, I just kept rolling them across the ground.
It's like crazy. I said, do you think fatigue?
Yeah, I felt so tired. My body just felt tired.
That's how I felt.
And the last time I went out, I was feeling great. We ended 18 holes, but we didn't walk. We didn't walk the whole thing.
No, we didn't.
And so that, I guess that makes sense.
I don't know. But people who say golf's not a sport, I don't think they've golfed.
No.
There's a lot.
It's up here. It's a sport up here, man.
There's a lot of physical stuff that you don't realize.
Yeah,
you're using
swinging,
muscles.
You're swinging those clubs. You overswing.
Yeah,
it hurts.
But just like in baseball, you're using certain muscles like your back and your fucking legs.
Not normal muscles.
Yeah.
Weird.
You're
muscles.
sore afterwards sometimes.
Yeah.
If you've never golfed, you're going to be sore.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Walking, you got to walk a lot.
You walk in, we're pushing our carts. There's pushing muscles. It's pretty wild. You guys, it's pretty much the hardest sport in the whole world.
Golf's considered actually one of the harder sports out there.
It is hard.
Because it's a mental.
It's very mental.
It's very mental.
You have to be able to overcome frustration very quickly and easily.
I will say me golfing has been kind of helpful in a way because there's times I get pretty upset because I'm doing shitty and
right.
As a person, you always expect so much of yourself.
Yeah.
And so when you're not meeting those expectations or you could do better because you've seen it and it's not happening, man, you get so frustrated. So it's been trying to teach me okay.
Yeah.
You know what? It's not like I'm trying to fucking go pro.
You're right.
That's not happening.
Golf is a metaphor for life.
It is.
Golf is a perfect metaphor for life because, you get caught up in the moment. You want something and you start visualizing it and you're like, man, I'm gonna nail this one. I'm gonna hole in one, man. And then
I'm just gonna get a hole in one.
Shank
everything.
And instantly your brain's like, you suck, and then breaking clubs and stuff. Or you can stay the course. Just be like, man, I'm just a chip away.
I'm almost there. No, golf is very toxic though. It's a toxic relationship, 100%. Because there was a game I was with my buddy Nick, and we were golfing, and I was doing shitty.
Yeah,
and it's funny. I'm consistently shitty, so it's there's consistency.
At least it's consistency, right?
But I was doing pretty terrible, more so than normal.
Yeah,
and just prior to that, he had showed me this. He shared a meme or something where it shows a golf scorecard and it says, I fucking hate golf. And it's the first 12 holes. And then I love golf was like 3 holes.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I hate golf.
Yep.
And mine was literally, it was so funny because at the end of that, like I hated golf for the first like 15 holes.
Mm-hmm.
The last 3,
Loved it.
I was like, dude, that's why I play golf. Because I was doing like nailing stuff, nickels.
Yeah,
and that's why you love golf, right?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. And do you think that you really were playing shittier, or do you just think that they're better than we are? So when you play with me, it probably doesn't seem like you're playing so bad.
No,
when you're
I
playing
was.
with them.
I know they're better than me
Yeah.
as golfers.
Not as human beings.
Not as humans. I don't think anybody's better than anybody else.
But as golfers.
But as golfers, they're better than me.
Sure.
Whatever. I've only golfed for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I do it rarely.
I've only golfed for like, 10, 15.
But
I'm as good as you are, so.
But like, so yeah, I don't know. I just know I'm better than what I was doing though.
Yeah, sure.
Like I was doing terrible. Like,
Right.
like if I've never golfed,
Right.
like probably one of the worst times I've ever golfed. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew I could do better, but then, you start thinking, I don't know.
Yeah.
Golf's a really thinking and it's annoying.
It's a mental game. It really is a mental game. I think that's been said.
And like we've talked about controllers breaking and stuff. That's golf. The golf has that ragey feel to
just
it.
a slightly more expensive controller.
It is.
A little bit.
It is. Although I don't know. I just seen a PlayStation controller for $199.
Like an old school?
No, this PS5.
Why is it so expensive?
It's like I don't know. It's built for people who like to, I think, do
Immersive.
first person shooters. It's more like
well, that's cool because I like that stuff. But I mean,
it's a quicker reflex. I don't know. I don't know why it's $200.
I'm sorry. As much as I enjoy video games and first person shooters, because I'm a psycho.
Yeah.
No.
If you like Call of Duty, no,
I really want to feel the blood. Like I mean, how much is it worth?
I want to be immersed in it.
Grand Theft Auto 5 had old school shitty controllers. It was still just as fun.
And it looks just like it's called like a DualSense controller. It's called something. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't think of what it did.
So
I
it's
looked
very
up.
intuitive, probably. Like it's got counterweights and things in there that
Maybe. I don't know. There wasn't much difference when I was reading it, but I don't know if that makes
outside of being $200.
Like I consider myself a pretty avid gamer.
But aren't they like 60? Isn't like
$75?
Oh Jesus! Well,
so like a controller, like a PS5 controller, 75. Because there was a cameo. A cameo?
Camo?
Cameo.
Okay. A cameo.
I'm making a cameo.
So the controller came in and pretended to be itself. It was pretty cool.
It's cool. Hi, I'm your controller.
I'm a controller. Oh.
Yeah, it was a camo one that I really liked. It was like black and gray.
Nice.
And I was like, I want to buy one. And then I'm like, nah, I don't want to spend $75.
$75, yeah. I mean,
at least he is always like, my wife, I love the woman. She's always really encouraging me to just spend the money. It's you never do stuff for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I don't know. $75.
$75 is a round of golf. Man.
It is.
I mean, come on,
really
man.
Is.
Like, yeah, I know.
And then I'm like, nah. I seen one on Facebook Market, right? Yeah. So I messaged the guy, and he's taking like 5 weeks to get back to me every time.
Uh-huh.
So I had told her about this controller that I wanted, and she's like, just go buy it. And I'm like, nah. I was talking to some guy. I'm just waiting. He messaged me a week later after I asked if it was available.
No, sure man, sorry. It's
no. He goes, yeah, it is. And so I said, oh, cool. Yeah. Would you take 50? Another week goes by, or like 5. And I'm not joking. The first time it was about a week.
He wasn't really serious about making a sale.
Yeah, he's a young kid. Once I met him, he was probably 20-ish, in his 20s.
Gotcha.
Like 22 or younger, I'm guessing.
So this text message thing is old school.
But like I don't think he's one of those kids that's like on Facebook. He seems like he's probably, because he had a pretty cool looking car. So I think he's probably into that kind of stuff. But like he was just like, no, yeah, I'll take 50 after it. This whole process took about 2 weeks.
Jeez.
But I bought it on Friday.
But by now
for
the value is like.
So I bought it for $50.
Nice.
And it's brand new. He's like, I just bought it. My brother wanted to play, and I don't know the game, and I didn't have a controller, so yeah.
Look at
so
this
I just bought it.
You got a cool car. He's like, oh, I'm not really into games.
He seemed like
controllers.
I'm not gonna lie. He seemed like a good kid.
Pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he seemed cool. He was just down. He gave me a down.
Nice.
I'm like,
so hey, bro,
why are you touching my? Like, yeah, he's trying to dab me up.
Yep. Did he actually? What? Like Elliot does.
Oh God, I don't think anybody does that, man.
Elliot does all the time.
I don't know what term I was using the other day, and the kids like that term's so 2020
Hey, you know what though?
Well,
When
my
you're
eyebrows
old-
was on fleek.
When you're old,
Yeah,
it's like I don't know.
No,
It
I
doesn't
know
really
half
matter.
these terms are stupid.
Well, they
And
were
they're-
stupid when they came out.
Well, we said some
It's
stupid
the
shit as
humor.
kids.
It's the humor. We said, "Oh, that's cool. That's
all my
that's hot.
all my
That's
40-year-olds
sick."
know that we used to say filthy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's filthy.
Yeah,
oh
sure,
shit.
sure.
That's a yeah. I used to use that one a lot. There's still some I use that. I think it's just a universal word that is used. Oh, that's bad.
Oh yeah,
Meaning good. No, that's so bad.
Sick.
Yeah. I still say
Dope.
sick. I think rad comes out every now and then.
Tubular.
Tubular, dude.
I think that
Cowabunga.
was Cowabunga. Pizza.
Cowabunga just.
Zaw.
I freaking just watched that Ninja Turtles movie too.
Man,
But
there's some like words that
good.
just got added to the dictionary. Apparently, I was listening to
Bob and Tom.
again Bob and Tom talking about stuff. I get all my news from Bob and Tom, and I like some of these words. Like it's hard not to just get
Riz was
really
one.
annoyed sometimes. Of like these are going in the dictionary. Like I understand that they have meaning, but they're just so stupid.
Well, Riz was one of them. Because I
Riz.
listened to that. I was taking the girls to school.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
what does Riz mean?
Riz is like a short for charisma.
See, this is the thing that bothers me. It's
Like-
not a new word. It's an abbreviation.
It is.
And everything's abbreviated. There was a word the other day I heard for the 500th time, and I can't now remember what it was. But
He
there's
needs
something.
501th time.
Yeah, 501th.
I need one.
501th time it was said, and I'm like, what the hell is it? It's something that like no one's using the full word anymore. It's kind of like merch, but it's not merch.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things I'm like, there's literally no point to this. It's not any easier to say the shortened version. It's just like the cool thing now to not use any full words at all.
We're going to talk in like half sentences.
I'm sorry that I sound like an old cranky man, but it just there's some things I'm like, man, like, are we getting that lazy that we can't just use a full word?
Yeah, the Riz one is like, oh,
He's got Riz.
He got Riz. Yeah.
Sounds like he has some sort of venereal disease to me,
Yeah.
but
Ooh, Larry has
shit.
the Riz.
Larry came down with the Riz. I don't know.
Oh shit!
Got a little drip going.
Penicillin does wonders.
Watch out for that.
Yeah, watch out for it's contagious.
The Riz. he's on the Riz. I don't know.
Riz is basically. I don't know.
You know what medications
Basically, when
try
we
to be
were young
cool?
and trying to pick up our girls, we had some Riz to us that they seen.
Gotcha.
We probably didn't, but
yeah,
my online profile probably did though.
right.
Like,
When
damn,
I
he has
was
so much.
dabbing. Like, oh, he's got Riz.
The ones I always do is one of my girls is she's into. Well, she doesn't do it in much, but she used to be into that Musically TikTok now, where they do the videos. And so there'll be some dances.
By
and
girls, he means daughters.
Yeah.
Not,
My hoes.
Yeah, he's not rolling them bitches.
My area code hoes or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, they'll do the stupid dances.
Yeah.
And so I'll do them just randomly.
Yeah,
through
those
the
really
house.
aren't that big thing anymore. Are
No,
they?
I don't
I don't think anybody really
Showing
does
your titties and ass is the thing now, I guess, on that.
for real.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, actually, I
For
wouldn't
real?
be shocked. Like, I have a personal TikTok account.
I just look at Blanca's, or I do YouTube Shorts.
I did it so I can subscribe to Just Weirdly Blended, which you should do if you haven't already.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you guys haven't, hit up the like and subscribe button.
No, but seriously, help us out.
Hey, take a $75 controller and like and subscribe, and Just Weirdly Blended.
Yeah, there you go. So I did that. Like, I have one, but by default, and it did it to our account. It shows just like half naked stuff. Like,
sorry
chicks.
guys, I'm so sorry that you guys are inundated
like-
with half naked women on our
Like,
channel.
and I'm not.
We did not set that up. That is just a TikTok
Well, no. They don't see it. Like, when we logged in and you see.
Oh, Jesse's Jesse's a horn dog over here.
Apparently,
Every time he logs in,
like you see
I
that
see.
stuff.
I
Like,
see.
like when I signed up for my personal, like right away, it just throws at you this stuff.
okay,
Like,
right.
And I'm like, okay, block.
I think it wants to see if you like it. Like if you click on it, then they're like, okay.
Well,
this
even if you
guy-
don't, if you scroll past it, they just assume you like
is that
it.
just
So they just
all
keep giving
the
you.
content?
There's,
Is it-
no, there's.
oh, because you have to unlike it or something. You have to be
I
like,
don't know.
"Ugh, yuck.
Yeah, yuck.
Right. I'm gonna let this play out, and then I'm gonna unlike it. But they can tell the algorithm that every time these come up, you're watching the whole thing. Oh my god.
That's disgusting.
This
Look
is
at
horrible.
that ass.
And then when it's like something not cool, you're like, God. Oh, would you look at this?
You know, it is kind of annoying though, because there is a lot of good content out there where it's like either very educational or it's funny,
you know,
or
like what we do.
Yeah, or it's like, you know, like advice or something like therapeutic.
Yeah,
or,
on a serious note, more like life help.
Like, then that's the stuff I look for, and I'll try to like follow for our page so we can get, you know, ideas for podcasts and stuff.
Sure.
And so, God, it took a long time to get that stuff out and weed it out because it's just constantly. But it's crazy how many views those things get compared to something that, like, there's something meaningful and it means a lot, or it's like very helpful or something about it, and it's like, you know, 20 views, but then someone's showing their fucking cooch and it's 1,000 views, or even there's even one where guys are showing their shit, like they're walking around in tight underwear, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
What?
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that, and I'm like it's come across on like Alicia's page, weird stuff like that, and she's like, and she's not into that, you know, obviously she sees it, but
she doesn't
not
like wieners,
but she's not like actively looking for that stuff. You know, there's people who actively will, you know, oh, big fat ding.
All I want is ding dong videos. That's all I'm looking for.
But yeah, there's got, you know, like you'll see girls where they'll like shake their boobs or their butt, like you'll hear it clap.
That's all it is.
Yeah. And there's got ones where guys are shaking their wings, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on with the world? Like, how is this on here? Like,
how is this just normal content?
Like I had something of ours get blocked.
Right. Yeah, early on, right? We had something blocked. Yeah. I don't even remember why. It was even
something stupid.
Bad.
There was nothing bad. There was no cussing.
We didn't even show anything. We weren't flinging ding dong. We were just sitting here talking. But then all of a sudden,
you like all these 3 inches?
They're like, you guys, you don't have anything to show. Nobody wants to look at it, so we're going to block you.
You want to see this dad bod?
I'm a little worried about culture. I mean, it does seem like we kind of hit a point of like how much farther.
I do think there is I think there's been kind of a shift with some of this younger stuff, though. Yeah. Like some of the younger generation coming, I think they're starting to
wake up a little
bit.
My parents were horn dogs, and this is a little absurd.
But I do think there's like, I think there was a small portion where it was just like this generation, not this generation, but like in general.
After us, before.
Yeah, that's going to suck. But then after them, that generation woke up after that.
Oh, this upcoming generation, man, they're going to be swing dancers. They're going to be, I mean, it's like Victorian era coming right back, I'll bet you.
You know, and that's probably true because I think a lot of, like they say, history repeats itself.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of swing. Like, I think you see like, oh, this is like crazy. Like, you get too socially conservative, and then kids are like, nah, this is too nuts.
And I think you're seeing that go
and then
away.
The pendulum goes, and then it's like, whoa, everyone's fucking everybody. That was the 70s, right? Or maybe into the 80s. And now it comes back, and then it's like, whoa, too much, you know?
Yeah, because the world.
Can't we just stay here? Can we just stay where like gravity just pulls us?
It isn't weird though how that happens.
No,
you know why it happens?
We get fucking bored.
Because when you die, you come back and you're reliving your life again. Like True. If you died in the 70s, man, you're coming back and you're gonna act like that.
And it's been like 20 years, right? Yeah. And so you're like, whoa, let's bring this back. Let's get this party going.
You don't know, but you know it.
Man, people in the 70s. We were watching the show Ugliest House in America.
Oh, yeah.
With Retta. That gal's so funny. I love her. She's funny. But we were watching the show, and like every house on the show almost is from the 70s, and they're all so god awful hideous. It's crazy.
Is it just like the decor, or is it like the whole thing? The carpet?
Like, the structure's weird. The decor's weird. Like everything that they put in there is weird. Half of it's like swinger weird. Like there's
swinger
just weird on weird
swinger,
on
swinger,
weird. Like
with,
swinger.
Like with the chick,
I'm talking like
wife swap.
They got swinger? Mirrors everywhere in weird ways. They've got weird rock walls. There's like every once in a while there's a house you're like, I get where they were going with that. Like in the modern era, that could have been really cool. There was a house they didn't choose. It had an indoor jungle with like water features. I'm like, man, that's my style. I would love that.
That's so weird.
But if you do it wrong, like there's one way you can do that, you know,
not do it.
Like it. Bro, I think there's a way you could do it. An indoor forest? How freaking cool would that be?
I guess it would be cool to make it like your indoor forest is actually like your restroom.
Have you ever been
like your shower room?
Yeah, right. Have you ever been to Beaver Bark?
Yes.
I know that you guys don't know what this place is.
It's a landscape place.
It's a landscape place, and inside
it's not a place of ass.
Beaver Bark.
It's a strip club in the
It's a
Tri-Cities.
website you can go to. It's one of those old school websites. You got to type it in.
Her Beaver Barks.
Beaver Barks.
It's just flatulent
Anyway,
videos.
it's about queefing. So like they have glass everywhere in their building, right?
Yeah.
And inside they have a koi pond. And I was like, man, if I had like billions of dollars, one of the things I would do is build a house that was like a glass house, you know, like a what do you call those? Like grow houses,
like a greenhouse,
like a big old greenhouse, like giant greenhouse.
That's what they're building.
And inside, I would have a lazy river and like a big indoor pool and all that stuff, and I just have plants all over the place, and the house would feel like an indoor outdoor living space everywhere.
Okay.
And it'd be like,
I think a night at the Roxbury.
yeah, it'd be so like immersively awesome that you just be like, man, this guy's got a really cool house. I want a house like this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because so Leo, we were all talking about houses. It's when we were actually heading to go eat yesterday.
Yeah.
He saw a house. He's like, oh, that's cool. I mean, it sucks that it's on like kind of a main road, but it's not a main road. But I like that style. Like,
wait, which house was it? Was it on Kennewick Ave?
No, this was off of like 7th or 10th or somewhere. It's like some random house.
Oh, okay.
You've probably driven past it a million times. It's just a standard 2-story house. They have like a garage on the bottom.
Gotcha.
A little hoop. And they had a cool like deck that was covered.
Oh, okay.
But we were talking about houses and he's like, yeah, I like, you know, different levels of a house. You know, I don't like a single. I was like, nah, I want a single house, but it's got to be at least 30,000 square feet.
Yeah, 30,000. That's pretty dope.
Because he said he wants like skate park, and I was like, and that's when I said, no, yeah, get a 30,000 square. I was like, basically, I want to buy an old Walmart.
I want a big old warehouse
and convert it into a house.
Yeah.
Then he goes, but I want an indoor skate park. I was like, dude, you could have one.
You can build one.
You could have everything. In
have
that
you
thing.
seen?
How crazy would that be? I would want a whole.
Who are we talking about? Before?
You can have your indoor lazy.
Robin Big, man. They had his little studio thing that he worked out of. They had a skate park in there. You just buy a warehouse.
Yeah,
no warehouse.
So no, you convert a Walmart into a home.
It has to be a Walmart. Has to be a Walmart
because they're just big buildings.
They're just giant buildings, and then you have that outdoor space too.
Get an empty Amazon warehouse. Those are even bigger.
Those things are massive.
Dude, there's one in Spokane on your way to Spokane.
Park, you would not even want to go to parts of the skate park. It's so big.
Like, God, I gotta walk there.
You get lost. You'd be like, shit, where am I?
You die.
Which wall did
you
I
die
come
in your
in?
house. It's just too big.
The firefighters wouldn't even know where you were.
I would just have 6 rooms. That's it.
Right.
They'd be big rooms.
The biggest bedroom ever. A 300,000 square foot bedroom.
That's it. But no, yeah, yesterday we all did something just weirdly blended style.
We did
family pictures.
Yeah, photos to come.
Yeah.
Mash that like button if you want to see those family photos.
It's a Patreon exclusive.
Check out our Patreon for all of our family photos.
Yeah, we don't have a Patreon though. Not yet.
We don't.
But no, we did a family photos. It was cool though.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We spent about 2 hours taking photos, just me and Jesse. No, all the family. We had all the kids there. They did the bunch. We did. I think didn't Block and Alicia do one together?
Yeah, they did. The wives did one together.
The cute little butt to butt photo.
Yeah. I told him to RKO one of them.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Stunner the other.
Block was about to, but
kicks her.
Man, yeah, it was a good time.
It was fun.
But man, that day was so fast.
Yesterday
it felt like, because afterwards then we went golfing as we discussed.
We went
and
to
it's
eat.
like, man, it was just done. Yeah, we took photos, we went to eat, and then we went golfing. Sounds like an amazing day.
That was it.
And so.
And then it was like 6:30 by the time we got home.
Yeah, I know. And then it was like, oh, but we did go watch a movie last night. We went and watched The Exorcist, the new one.
Oh, did you go watch that?
Yeah.
Is that good?
It's pretty good. It wasn't as, like, you get older.
Leo said it was
Things aren't
okay.
as scary. Yeah, I wanted it to be scary. I just have to accept scary movies really aren't scary.
They aren't.
But it was good. I mean, it was interesting. It was definitely like a worthwhile movie. I probably I hate to say this, but I personally probably could have waited for it to come out on video, or like stream or whatever. But
yeah,
it was a good experience. Blanc and I had fun. We needed to go to a movie, I think. So
yeah, I want to go to a movie soon.
Yeah.
Me and Alicia, we haven't gone to a movie in a while. I love
A Haunting in Venice was fun to watch in the theater because it's very pretty. It's like a very pretty film.
Sounds boring.
No, but it was pretty good.
A hot take in Venice. Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
Hot Time Machine Venice.
It almost sounds like a romance movie.
Actually, no, it's scary. It's a horror movie.
Is it more scary than Exorcist?
No,
or less?
But well, this is not scary. It's hard to get a scary movie.
Is it because we're old?
I think we've had this. I think it's because we've been through real scary. We've been through I'm not going to be able to afford my bills.
That's the most scary.
We've been through
I'm gonna pay for these groceries. I think
I have to go in front of a room full of people and talk. Scary. Those are real terrifying.
I'm gonna tell you though, not knowing if you had enough money in your account.
It's the worst.
That is scary because you literally are like having an anxiety attack.
Or when
I've gotten declined before, and I'm like,
when you have the money, but you have to move things around.
No, so
let me liquidate some things. And,
I know. I just sold my house.
Yeah. I have a lot of money. It's just it's tied up in some other investments right now.
I'm a Mongol. I know everything.
I'm a Mongol. I'm a total Mongol.
I'm a banker.
I know everything about banking.
No, freaking. But no, that's scary. No, I watched so afterwards last night we played like cards. Me and the kids. Yeah. Me and the older kids and my wife.
And the children played Cards Against.
Yeah, me and the older ones. We all played like Cards Against Humanity and stuff, and it was fun. God, some of those answers are fucking. They're great. Some are stupid, but others are really.
Now remind me that the premise is that you put cards down in the funniest answer, right?
Yeah. Whoever. Yeah, okay. It's like apples to apples. Any of those card-based games.
Right.
It's fun though. But we watched
I don't know if you see this. I'm glowing, right?
You're like
my
an
hands
angel.
Are glowing in the video. Apparently the windows.
The Lord beeth with us on Sunday.
Thank you, Jesus. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, but we ended up after the game, we all sat down and we watched a movie. I think Sadi went downstairs. So it was just me, Leo, and Cheeky. We watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Because I wanted to see it.
Well, yeah. I mean, Winnie the Pooh in a horror movie, that sounds pretty good.
And there was so much potential for that movie.
Sure.
It was really shitty.
But it did not live up to the potential. Excuse me.
It lived up. I mean, it was shittier than I thought it would be.
But it was.
I knew it wasn't going to be great.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was going to be not that great.
Right.
I thought it was going to be a little better than that.
Like bad acting? Not
great,
I
mean, it's like one of those typical scary movies, like, oh no, and their shirt comes off. It kind of like that movie Nowhere, where her shirt just comes off when she's giving birth.
Yeah, I just popped off. I mean,
so there is a scene like that. All of a sudden, we're all like, "What was the point of that?" But anyway, it's great.
Well, you got to see some boobs, right?
Yeah. So the boobs, I was like, God, those are scary looking. They were not that great. No, I'm just kidding. They weren't. I'm trying to be nice, but yeah, no, they weren't that great.
Okay. Sorry to our lady listeners.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest. Just girls will see a guy's body and say the same shit.
Yes, that's true.
But yeah, the movie, it had potential. I think they could have. Made it, even if it wasn't scary, they could have had like a creep like element to it.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of dumb.
Was it? Because it was probably meant to be one of those like somewhat
like Pooh goes nuts because Christopher Robin left
the
100-acre woods and a bad winter hit and they fucking had to eat Eeyore. It was.
Well, he was annoying, in fairness.
I'm just gonna die. Yeah, you're gonna fucking die. I'm gonna eat you.
Maybe you should just kill me and eat me.
Well, Eeyore needed medication. No one knows it.
He did.
He was very depressed.
He was obviously in a depressive state.
Like real life, Eeyore would have killed himself.
Probably.
Like if you know what I mean?
He cried for help how many times?
All the time.
All the time. Every day was a cry for help.
And then I was very disappointed. Probably the most that Tigger wasn't there.
That he was? Or
no,
wasn't?
He wasn't. He wasn't.
How would you not have Tigger?
I wanted to fucking throw something at my TV. See, I wanted to see him come in because all the characters like Piglet and they took a vow of silence like monks. So they didn't speak in the movie, right? And so Piglet, it was just Piglet and Pooh.
You know what would have been a better premise?
And if Piglet was a little shorter, it would have been cooler. But I mean, I know he was.
I think what they should have done is
he was like a warthog in that. Which you had the little.
Oh, because he grew up.
Yeah.
So instead of Piglet, he was like an actual ugly ass warthog.
That's the only thing you would hear from Piglet.
Okay, but that's not a valid silence.
Yeah, I know.
Silence is silence.
Sorry,
bro.
Piggy.
Like you got to be quiet. I think what they should have done is like the Strangers thing, where it's like you get these guys who are
which is a creepy movie,
right?
Yeah,
and they somehow get in some crazy warped world where they identify with the Winnie the Pooh characters, and these crazy psycho, like nutso sick killers just wear the costume instead of it actually being them.
Yeah,
right. It's like Halloween, and then they're like walking around just killing people in these costumes. That'd be better than like the actual, like that's a real in-depth story. Like Christopher Robin, let's take a vow of silence.
Yeah, they kind of build you up for that, and then it's worth watching for a good funny.
It's like funny.
It's funny. It's worth.
Was it meant to be kind of funny? Like,
no, I think they were trying.
Really? I'm sorry. Guys.
It turned out to be like funny. The acting was very, very bad.
See, that's the thing is like if you're gonna go for it, go for it.
This girl gets her head ran over, and her eyeballs all popped out. And we just started cracking up because it looked so stupid. But we're also laughing because we're like, how is no one here? This car? They're like revving this car. Pooh's in the car,
and she just stays in the road.
And she's like, she can't get up because she's like tied up because they drag her out there. And I was like, oh, they're about to run her face over. You know, like it's very predictable.
Yeah.
And Revan, no one hears this. She screams, and then she gets her head ran over.
So no one helps her at all.
No, yeah, she dies. And then after she dies, then someone's like, there's these two girls on this dock in the middle of nowhere, pitch black. Did you hear that scream? And then these two girls coming out of their room, they're because it was like a girls' retreat. These other two girls come out of their bedroom, and they're like, did someone scream? And then we're like, well, how did you not hear the fucking car that's right outside that window right now?
Who's screaming? Who's screaming? Yeah. Wow.
It was, it's worth watching. It's very short.
Yeah.
It felt like maybe an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, at some point they're like, this isn't going well.
Yeah.
Let's just end it.
It starts pretty quickly. But yeah, it was very short. 90 minutes, I think, is maybe what it is.
Well, Blanc and I did watch that Nowhere that you were talking about last week. Let me tell you,
it was that's
a worthwhile movie to watch. It's pretty intense.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
The dub version's funny, but it was just like...
Yeah, we didn't see it dubbed. We just saw it in Spanish because Blanca speaks Spanish.
Yeah. Alicia speaks Spanish, and I'm okay with...
to read it. I'm like, whatever. But it didn't go into dub. It only was in Spanish with like subtitles.
Yeah, ours was... dubbed,
just dubbed.
It was just we started, and that's what it was. We're like, whatever. We just rolled with it.
Dubbed makes it funny.
It does, but I mean, the movie itself was really good.
Yeah, nice.
The movie, you saw it. You thought it was
nice. I'm talking.
You're like,
nice. Yeah.
Someone ain't listening.
I'm not. My brain went to the next thing. Sorry.
Well, what is the next thing? 69.
Oops. Yeah. So I was gonna bring up my son.
Whoa.
Weird way to transition into that, but
let's go.
So like I brought up the whole Santa thing. I'm getting so much crazy stuff with my son because being at a school with him all the time. All his little life experiences, I'm also experiencing with him because, last week it was Santa's Not Real. Sorry, that's a spoiler for anyone who has a kid in the room.
Does he still?
This week, so he has not brought that up again. Okay. I think he's like, there's an emotional disconnect there where he cannot yet accept
Santa's
that.
real for him still.
Yeah. I think we're safe in that. But he brought up the other day. He comes into my classroom. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, Dad, it's so weird. Like these kids just kept saying like 69, 69, 69, 69. They keep saying 69. And like, well, what does 69 mean? What do they say it means? He goes, nothing. Like nobody knows what it means. They just keep saying 69. I'm like,
God, kids.
All right. I'm like, I don't know, bro.
He's going to get older. And then when he sees that, he's like, Dad, these kids are
He's going to come to me and he's going to be like, Dad, 69 means this? I'm like, sorry, bro. I wasn't going to tell you.
I wasn't going to tell you.
But yeah, like it means something, buddy. But I don't
think
if you're not ready for Santa news, then you're not ready for this. So
that's earth shattering.
Like, these things go together? What?
Well, that and what are these things? I mean,
I know. I'm like, but in the course of a month, this kid's entire world has exploded around him. I'm like, this is why our kids are so mentally screwed.
Like JJ things will happen, but JJ will think about stuff for a bit. He'll let it stew, and he'll
and then
he'll come over to mom or myself. Hey, this come, and he'll say something. JJ's very, I think, as he gets it from his sisters. Maybe not so much Elena, because Elena's more quiet.
Yeah.
But like he'll be like, "Oh, mom, did I tell you what happened today at school?" Because Cheeky will do that. Like I'll notice some of the stuff like that.
The drama.
Yeah.
The cheese.
Susie, stupid bitch, she ate Jimmy's cracker.
Oh my God.
And then they started going 69. No, it's always something funny. But like, if something like that came up, like he's very, like I said, like he'll think about
all the kids
stuff.
on the playground were saying 69, Mom.
Like the Santa thing, when he had that issue, like he's just, hey, and then he brings it up. But you can tell, like, it's something he stewed on for a while.
Yeah.
For that day, or when he heard it maybe throughout the day, he's like, actually,
I'm listening. Sorry, I gotta close that. It's starting to get around my eye.
Right in his eye. No, yeah, the windows, it's right in front of us, and so the sun has moved over. There he goes. But I don't know. It is going to be interesting when these kids hit like middle school and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, they're going to be in the same school together.
That's going to be cool.
That'll be really neat. And my niece Ella will be in the same grade with them.
Oh,
at
that's
the
awesome.
same school. Pretty wild.
That's going to be cool.
Little trio running.
I know
around.
JJ will be excited.
Yeah. But man, this kid, like, he is getting to that age where he's so freaking moody. He's in 4th grade now. And in the mornings, he just has a little attitude half the time.
Oh, God.
He acted like he hated me Friday morning. I'm like, man, it pissed me off. I'm like, dude, like, I'm trying to get my work done and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to be a dick dad, but like,
I
I'm at work, dude. Like, I got a lot of shit to get done before work starts. And you're just giving me toot, and I'm trying to like figure out what's wrong with you. Like, what do you need so that, we can feel better and have a good day. And he's like a little goth kid. He gets his little hood up and he just won't talk, or he'll whisper something. What, bud? Never mind.
Oh, I hate when JJ
I'm
does
like,
that.
I'm going to smack you. I'm not really going to. Don't report me. But I'm just like,
I get what you're saying.
It's so frustrating. I'm like, no, you're playing a game where you're just whispering because I can't hear you. And then when I can't hear you, then you're acting like you're hurt and you're upset. And like, what do I not do for you? What do I not do for you? I get your water ready in the morning. I get you cereal in the morning. I get you to school. I talk to you all the time. Like, we're never not together. So what is it that is an issue? Why am I such a bad dad to you that you treat me like this? Like, just disrespectful.
You told him that?
Yeah, I'm like, you would never talk to your mom this way. I know that he would not talk to his mom that way.
I think because he knows mom ain't going to handle.
Yeah, but like, I don't tolerate it. I just also try to hear him out and help him feel better and stuff. But it's like, I was so mad. I'm just like, dude, like, no, you're not going to treat me like this. And I'm not going to listen to you and waste my time when you're not even going to talk to me. And then you're going to throw a fit like I'm being mean to you.
Yeah.
And then he whines like, you don't play with me. I'm like, I play with you way more than anybody else does in this house. Like, I'm always trying. I also have to have your mom feeling okay and get my work done. Like,
yeah. Stop gaslighting, kid.
Like, man, I'm like, I care that you feel this way. And I think there's like a piece of you that really feels this way. But at the same time, you're being a little brat and you need to.
And I think that's a lot of what it is. Because like JJ will have these moods where he gets like, he'll get not whiny, but like kind of whiny, I guess.
Yeah, like down on like
just like, and it's weird because it's stuff like as an adult you find yourself doing.
Sure,
like, I'm no good.
Right.
Like the other day at dinner, like I made this as a joke. I wasn't serious, but then the kids like pointed this out. I made dinner and something didn't taste right or whatever, and I was like, oh man, I ruined dinner. And they're like, oh my God, why do you do that? That's where JJ gets it from.
You're so annoying.
Yeah.
Like, that helps.
Like a self, like, yeah.
Like, oh, you already, this little bitch over here complaining about himself again.
Yeah.
Ruining our dinner.
Yeah, because I said that. And I didn't mean it in the, like, great, I ruined dinner, I ruined everything. But I did it just
Oh, man,
jokingly.
that didn't turn out the way I wanted.
Well, no, I said, oh, sorry, I ruined dinner.
Right.
Just joking. Like, it was a joke. Like, for me, I was just like, there was no serious accusations behind me feeling, self down about my
piece of shit. I can't do anything.
But like, then that's where JJ gets it, because JJ will do that sometimes. Like, oh, and then I was like, God damn it.
Right.
Yeah, you're probably right. I couldn't even say that because I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. But no, JJ will do that stuff where he's like just super moody in the mornings or something. And I'm like, hey, dude, you need to like knock your shit off.
Right.
Go get ready.
Right.
Like I'm not getting your fucking water. Like, go get your water ready. Like, if you're not dressed, because he'll take forever to get dressed, right? And I hate school. And I'm like, dude, I don't care.
Yep.
If you're not dressed by the time it's 8:30, you're going in with that. I don't care.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I was like, go ahead. Like, I'll take you to school like this.
Right.
I could care less. I always say, I could care less. You're going to fucking school.
You said you don't care about me.
Oh God, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I know.
I know the kid, but JJ would do that with Felicia.
It's always like a game. That's the thing. Is
Mom, you never listen. You don't love me.
Oh, see, Elliot tried that shit. I'm like, yesterday he did the same crap in the morning. You don't love me. And like, what's your evidence?
No, I say, you're right.
Tell me, what do I do that shows you that I don't love you? Tell me. No, I'm really curious. Like, tell me, explain to me how I don't love you. What do I do that tells you that I don't love you? Like, oh, I don't play video games with you enough? I don't ever play video games with you? I don't play basketball with you? I don't talk with you? I'm not around you all the time? Like, what is it I don't do? Your toys? Like, maybe I should take these things away. And then we can talk about how much I love or don't love you.
I've used that one.
Little brat. I'm like, I love the kid. To death.
Elliot, we know you do.
Listen to this someday. I love you so much. I really do.
And I think if he listened to this someday, he would know.
But it's just like these times, like I'm giving it all I got everywhere, and it's never enough. It's never good enough. It's just like Jesus.
You feel
now the kid is like, you're just a bad dad. You're just shitty dad.
Yeah, you feel like you're thin.
Yeah, it's just like everybody needs me 100%, and I don't got enough.
But I mean, it's never going to be enough. You know what I mean? That's something you got to like learn as a person. Is like,
I do.
It's like,
but it really sucks in the moment when you're trying, and your kid's like, man, it'd be great if you were just one of those cool dads that just makes YouTube videos with their kid all the time.
Yeah, it would be cool. But
it would be cool. But I already do that with Jesse. I can't do that with two people. So
I know. But no, I mean, and there's some validation, I guess, on the kids' end sometimes when they say things.
Right.
But like when the kids, like JJ will say, oh, you don't love me. I always just be like, oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I guess I don't love you. Whatever.
I guess I should probably just do that because I'm like, the kid obviously knows I do.
Yeah, they can do.
It's just the whiny shit. Like I'm trying
we'll put like now, because JJ whines a lot. We go to your room.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear that. Like, what are you whining for? There's other kids out there that are suffering. Like, you got every toy in the world.
That's the thing.
Like, no. Stop.
You've got nothing to be upset about. Outside of normal life. Everybody gets upset sometimes. Like, I get it.
But I think sometimes, and I blame myself for some of this. Like, me and Alicia have had this conversation. We spoil our kid. You know?
We do. We've talked about that. Like, we spoil them over here too.
He shouldn't be like, feeling the way they do, or saying those things. But at the same time, it's like kind of created that, like for us anyway. Like
they know nothing but exceptional life.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So why would they not be pissy when one little thing doesn't go right?
Yeah. They're like,
oh God, I have to like get up.
Yeah, I have no toy.
Elliot, yesterday, we took the family photos, so I had to run him to the place to get his hair cut. Well, Mom was originally going to cut his hair, but then she's like, can you see if we can just get his hair cut somewhere? So at first I was like, I don't think we can. She's like, can you just say yes? Okay.
Yeah.
I took him.
You just got to do it.
Got him a little haircut. But like, he's like, yeah, but Mom was going to cut my hair. I'm like, well, Mom's not going to now. So just let's go. Let's just suck it up and just go, please. Daddy doesn't want to do this either, but like we're going to do it.
No, I've had those conversations with JJ because he'll like, if something comes like ruins that,
flow of whatever.
Yeah. That habit, that thing, Mom cuts the hair, right? Whatever.
Right.
JJ will get in the same thing where it's like,
you're like,
why do we gotta do this? I'm like, dude, you know what? Right now, I get it. It sucks. This is what it is, but you have no choice. This is what we're going to do.
You can do it in a good mood or a bad mood. It's up to you, but I'm not going to listen to it.
Like JJ was being all, like when we started taking pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, no. Alicia was like, no, you're knocking that shit off right now. You want Elliot to come over? You better change that attitude quick, because we're not doing this.
Right. No, it's so true.
This is my time. She like my wife loves pictures, so you know, like she was like sitting there like, move your hands over here. I'm like, babe, leave the photographer to do her job. You're not the photographer. I had to tell her a couple times.
Her hand's wrong. I don't like it.
I don't know, but kids, I don't know. I think they have a way of testing us.
They do. And when they want something, they know how to play that, like, oh, poor me, to see if they get something. There's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I don't know what the second one was.
But then I think also just their age. Yeah. A and then B and then A and B. Yeah. No, I
think it is that age, though.
It is that age. They're getting to that kind of like their hormones are just starting to change. And like, I get that. And obviously, I wasn't just bitching at my son and like, oh, you little brat.
Yeah.
I worked it out with him. But I did get firm, and I'm like, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to talk to you until you're actually ready. Because like that little, like, I'm going to whisper under my breath and then say, never mind. I'm just like, dude, you know I can't hear you. So I'll tell you what, when you're ready to actually talk to me, where you know I can hear you so I can validate what you're trying to tell me, then we can have a conversation.
Yeah.
Until then, I'm not listening. So just do your thing until you feel ready.
Yeah,
to talk.
that's kind of what we say.
And
like,
then we talk, and he was like better by the end, but I'm just like, why, dude?
You're wearing me thin,
We've got
boy.
a good routine down. Like, he does his homework in a certain way, and all of a sudden he's like really not wanting to get that done. I'm like, dude, now you have all this homework backed up.
Yeah.
And then you're acting like it's my fault. It's not my fault. I'm telling you what to do. You're choosing not to do it, and then you're mad at me. I'm mad at you. Like, you need to do your thing, or else these other things are not going to happen.
Well, that's a consequence, right? You know?
Well, that's the thing. Natural consequences.
Yeah. That's what we have to, like, with JJ, we have to tell him sometimes, like, no, we've told you,
Right.
Like his room, we're always like, clean your room.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm going to be here for years.
Yep. I'm like, yeah, you probably will be. This room's pretty shitty. I'll straight up say
just
it. Like,
burn it down. Here's a match. Just burn it down.
Like, yeah, the room's pretty bad. I was like, but I mean, if you want, I can get rid of half these toys. I'm cool with it.
I'll just bag them up.
You don't use them anyway.
Right.
There's kids out there that don't got this shit.
Right.
You know, we can give them to the kids. Like, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah.
And you'll hear him about. Yeah. I've gotten better at, like, if he goes to his room and he's
just kind of leave him.
I'll leave him. I was
instead
bad
of accidentally instigating it further.
Well, because I'll hear him like if he throws something, I'm in there quick. But but if he's like, I don't want to clean my room, he starts yelling. Like, usually I'm cool with, like, I'll just
just tantrums. You let him wear himself.
I'll let him do that. I've been better now. Like, let it, because before I'd be like, hey, knock your shit off. You need to fucking knock that off right now, or I'm gonna fucking throw you through this wall. Which I would not do.
And he never actually said that.
No, I never said that. But no, I tell him to knock it off. Like, knock your shit off. Like, you need to stop saying that. Like, you know, you just need to clean your room. You're acting like the whole world's ending. Mom's not telling you to clean this whole room right now. She needs you to clean this part, get this fixed.
Right.
Get it done, dude. The worst is you're going to be done. Get it done. And you can go on with your day. Like,
right.
I try to, like, tell the kids, even with their homework, like, if you get it done, you got the rest of the time. Just as soon as you get home, get it done. Don't even fucking worry about anything. That way it's out of the way.
Right.
You have time. Like, JJ loves, we've been telling him, like, okay, get ready. And then you can watch TV or watch something, you know?
Right.
Because he gets zoned out, and he'll be like,
well, that's the problem. It throws, if you let them have the thing they want first, then they have it. So why would they do it?
Yeah.
And also, like, it just like flips a switch where now they're less motivated, less willing to do anything else.
One time I just fucking turned the TV off. I was like, I've asked you to get ready like twice. No, I don't want to ask you again because I hate asking more than once. Usually I'm good with twice. But when I have to ask more than twice, I'm like,
right. Now it's getting disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I told Elliot, I'm like, buddy, let me ask you a question. Would you have done this to mom? No. Why not?
Is Mama's scary.
I know, because, you know, they're Latina women. They tend to yell a little more. I'm like, is it because mom yells? Is it like, what is mom like? Do I need to start doing that too for you to listen to me? Because it's a respect thing, bud. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to have to just come hard on you, but you're not being respectful. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know.
they have to think they're little kids. I mean, they don't have the perspective that we do, but it's like, at the end of the day, like, you don't get to just talk to me any way you want.
No, you don't.
I'm your dad. You need to be respectful. I'm not going to put up with that.
Well, I mean, that goes,
it goes without saying. This is, I'm your dad. You be respectful, or all.
And it's not like you're sitting there being a disrespectful parent where you're like,
no, I think I'm extremely respectful to him. I love him. It hurts me to have to like come down on him and like, hold him accountable for things. It doesn't feel good. I'd rather just have fun and be nice and happy. And, you don't want to do your homework? Don't do it. Let's just play. That's not being a parent.
No.
Being a parent means I have to do what's right for you in the long run. And what's right for you, you don't understand yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Kids.
Hang in there, guys. Those parents out there, just keep doing the right thing. If it's hard and it doesn't feel fun, you're probably doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. That is the truth. Your kids are going to hate you. I know my kids do sometimes hate me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that guy. I don't know. I'm not that dad, I guess, in the sense where I'm like, oh, let's go. Come on.
Well, the thing is, though, like,
knock your shit off. I'm tired.
But how many examples are there of people that are like that? Like, this is fun. And it's like, yeah, there's fun. It's good to be a fun parent. But there's also like a level of responsibility kids do have to learn.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just have fun all the time. If you just have fun all the time, there's no money, you don't have a house, you're dead. Like,
yeah.
But if you don't have any fun, then you wish you were dead. So like, it's gotta be like a nice mixture.
Like, well,
get your shit done, and then you can have all the fun you want.
Seriously.
Like, that's what I tell Elliot. Like, if you just, because now he's got his homework this year. Every year it changes a little bit. He has a page of math he has to do by the end of the week.
Okay.
And it's like, it's pretty hefty, but like, it's doable within a week, easy. Yeah. And then he's got 2.5 hours of reading he has to do. And he's got a pretty cool chapter book. James Patterson, I'm going to throw him a little bone here. If you haven't heard of him, he's got lots of books. He's into kids' books now, but they're like actual chapter books, like real like chapter books. He's got tons of words in there. So I'm like proud of him. He's reading like a real book. But he was in such a good habit of just doing the work when we got to school. He'd get it out. He would do it before and after school, and we'd be done last year. Yeah. Well, now he's just playing games in the morning. Like, he's doing it, but he's not really doing it. And he just ends up, we're like halfway through the week and he doesn't have anything done. I'm like, dude,
you need to get
what's going on? What's going on? Like, you know that it's easy if you just stay on top of it.
Yeah.
And we've been down this road with like Elena. Elena struggled for a while of getting things turned in and all that. And like,
that's how. Yeah, one of my older daughters was the same way.
Yeah, it's just like, do you not understand? It is so much easier to just stay ahead of it than to let it get out of control.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let you do that, because you're not going to like throw it at me the last minute how stressed you are because you didn't get your shit done. Like, I've taught you how to do this.
I've told you 1,000 times
You
already.
know how to do this.
Yeah, our Cheeky, our 16-year-old, she's a junior. And so this year she's been a lot more consistent in getting her homework done on time.
Good for her. Good.
Elena's same. She's been doing really well getting her homework done.
Yeah.
And I still ask him all the time, do you guys have homework?
Yeah, I will always check. I don't trust it's just going to get done anymore, but
like with Ziana, we kind of, okay, well, you know what's going to happen if you don't, right? Sometimes you got to, tell them or take things away, and
it has to hurt.
Yeah. Like last year, she had like pretty much never had her phone, couldn't go anywhere. Like, I don't know if that's I don't know. For me, obviously for us, me and my wife, like a lot of this is new territory. So it's not like we know what to do. And there's not like a book.
No.
And each kid's so different.
It is kind of kid by kid. But the reality is, like, there's two sides. And we're kind of in a political moment right now. And there's a lot of pressure for just the positive. And I'm all for the positives. Yeah. You really need to let your kid know when they're doing right and tell them how proud you are. You need to build them up as human beings, show them love, show them support, show them respect. That's a given. But on the flip side, it can't just be that. And then you ignore when they don't do something right.
Honestly, you're not doing your kid justice if you're just always praising them. They need to know
they need to know when they're not on the right path.
Yeah, they're
you
going to
don't
learn.
have to berate them. Like, there's a problem.
You piece of shit.
You're a piece of garbage and I never loved you. Like, you're not going to do that. That's abuse. But like, if your child is not getting there, if you have a high schooler, like that's perfect. You love your phone. That's the thing that you absolutely want. Guess what? That is not a right. That's a privilege. Yeah. You love it so much, then you're going to work for it. Because I wouldn't have a phone if I didn't go to work.
Yeah, for sure.
So you don't have a phone if you're not going to work. And going to work means you're getting your work done on time and your boss is satisfied. Who's your boss? Your teachers, your principals. If they're satisfied with the job you're doing, then I'm satisfied with the job you're doing.
Yeah.
Because these kids are going to have bosses the rest of their lives, whether they like it or not.
Unless they become an entrepreneur.
Which every kid thinks they're going to be an entrepreneur. Yeah, you know how many kids become entrepreneurs? Not many.
Yep.
Entrepreneur means you're actually making money to sustain your life. It doesn't mean that you just own a business that has not made any money. That's not an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is self-reliant on their own value of their business.
Yeah,
so until your child is making a living where they can support themselves, it's all pipe dreams. And you need to be realistic with them and hold them accountable. You have to find what your kid loves and values. And when they do not meet expectations, that goes away.
Yep.
Because the only way you're going to get behavior under control, especially if you've made mistakes and let it get out of hand, like people that did not kind of crack down when their kids were itty bitty.
Yeah.
If you deal with tantrums immediately when your kid's tiny, their brain hardwires in that doesn't work.
Yeah.
If you fed into tantrums, your kid's a big kid now who's tantruming for everything.
Yeah.
Like when you look at kids that have big behaviors in school, they're tantruming just like a toddler would do.
Well, adults do it.
Adults do it.
Yeah.
Because of the same thing. They never learn that doesn't work.
Yeah.
They were rewarded for doing it. So you have to give the brain certain mechanisms to start unwiring that and rewiring it a different way.
Damn it. I wish I would have taught tantrums when I was a kid.
Right.
Like I have my out of control moments.
No, we all do to
but
a
like,
point. We can all lose it. We all have like a level. Like, don't get me wrong.
Throwing a tantrum like at work.
But if you see a kid who's like way older than they should be, and they're just like yelling at their parents, like throwing stuff on the floor, and you're like, this kid's a brat.
My kid's getting dropped.
The problem is they never learn that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And the only way that they start to learn that doesn't work, you can't just praise out of that.
No.
And again, this doesn't mean that you're smacking them around. This doesn't mean that you are berating them. Like you don't need to get negative with it, but you do need to hold them accountable. So if my kid's throwing a tantrum over toys, what am I going to take away?
Yeah.
The toys.
Yep.
You're not getting any toys until you show me that you're responsible and polite enough to earn those toys. It's not just a given that you have this stuff. You show value, respect, and then you get these things. If you're not showing that you love video games, what does it take to earn video games? You get your homework done, you're nice in school, you're good to other people, you get your video games. If you're showing me that you can't handle that, then you can't handle video games. And that choice is yours, not mine. Because kids then will, you're just a jerk and it's not fair. It's like, no. You're making the choice. If you want the video games, you're going to do these things. If you don't want the video games, then don't do those things. But you will not see a video game until, and this is the breakdown. Parents, then you have to sit there with your kid and not use the video game as a crutch, because a lot of us are guilty of allowing the thing that just keeps your kid busy.
Yeah, you give them the,
so you
the
don't
phone
have to deal with
or like, hey, here, watch YouTube or something.
I guarantee you, if your kid's struggling with behavior or your kid's like just kind of being a brat, you probably need to look at some of those devices and start doing
I think it's easy, like you said, it is a crutch where you
we're all guilty of it.
Your kid's like, just maybe you're trying to be chilled out today or something, and you're like, here, go watch it.
Right.
Instead of maybe your kid actually doesn't want to watch TV or doesn't want to do that. They want to go do something like draw or something. But you're encouraging them like, no, here,
hey, Dad, will you come shoot hoops with me? Like, no, just go on your phone.
Yeah.
And I've had to do that sometimes. Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect.
I think every
there's times where you're busy with stuff, and that's understandable. But if your kid's acting out, especially like as a teacher, I'm just going to ask, please, if your kid's acting out in school, you got to figure out why and address it. And there's a lot of families I get that are in a bad situation where maybe they can't do that. But It's just kids will behave if it benefits them to do so.
Yeah.
They won't if it doesn't. Especially if your kid has trauma. Like if bad things have happened, they've witnessed things, they got to work through that stuff. They got to figure it out. They're babies. You got to help them along that course to understand things and to feel safe enough to trust and to let go a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just sad. There's a lot of kids struggling out there.
Oh yeah,
and,
for sure.
It's our job. It's our job to help them. So all of us, not just teachers, not just,
I think as a parent,
whoever.
what I was going to say is I think as a parent, like sometimes you get lazy.
Yeah.
And because I'm guilty of it.
Right.
You get lazy and you don't, maybe you're tired or whatever. And you're just like, I don't want, I don't want to deal with this today.
Right.
Like here, go do this.
I don't have enough in me. I can't handle it right now.
But sometimes you just gotta like pull yourself up.
It's your kid.
And deal with it.
It's your kid.
You got to think about your consequences. If your actions, what's that going to do for your kid? You know what I mean?
And what kind of world do we want to live in?
Like, my kids, they're into technology, which is fine.
All kids are.
Which I think kids should be because, that's, look where our world's headed already. But I think sometimes it's okay to encourage, like, say if you don't want to play with your kid, at least encourage them to
do something
creative.
Right.
Like our kids love drawing. That's one thing they all do. Like all our kids love them. Like
Ellie does too.
Yeah. I know Elena, she constantly draws. Cheeky, Sadia, Leo, JJ, they all draw.
Right.
So that's kind of the creative thing.
Sure.
Cheeky's probably the most creative out of the kids. Like, not that they're not creative.
No, but she does other things too. She's done the, like makeup stuff.
Yeah, she's that's her thing. She's really into doing like makeup or just random things. She's like one of those, like, I can see her being at the craft warehouse when she's older.
I can see her being like a movie makeup artist or something.
Yeah, she does pretty cool little like cuts.
She sees how she can kind of make something work. Or
she's made like where it looks like she got cut on her arm.
Right. Yeah, she did a Halloween costume one time where it was just like her face. I think she had like big sores on her face. Yeah. It looked super real.
Yeah, she does a pretty good job.
Very, very impressive.
But I don't know. Sometimes you just, as hard as it is, you got to not be lazy as a parent.
Yeah. Like, it boils down to giving your kid validation of who they are through your time and effort.
Yeah.
And it's not something you can do all the time, but if you have a good foundation, it doesn't have to be all the time, but it does need to be consistent, and there has to be expectations on the part of your kid. Because if you're willing to give enough time where your kid learns you mean it and you're going to hold them accountable, you're not going to deal with half of the issues that are making you tired in the first place.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, is like, if you're overwhelmed by your kid, you got to put a lot of investment in the shorthand so they start to figure this stuff out. And then they're not going to misbehave as much. You're not going to have as much up and down because they're going to know.
No.
And,
if you feel overwhelmed by your kid too, I think you need to kind of work on stuff for yourself as well. Like trying to figure out what's causing you to feel that way. And
And it is tough if you're working like night shifts and money's tight and you're trying and life's just kind of falling apart around you. Like,
it's easy to use your kids as and unfortunately some parents and stuff, they use their kids as they vent.
Sure.
Like they're causing stress on their kids.
But that makes the kid really worried about safety and security. Are we okay?
Yeah. Like just in general, just even if their life sucks, the kids are getting abused because of the way you as a parent are feeling. Right. Not necessarily, the way you feel, you're reflecting on your kid. Like, so I'm going to beat my kid or I'm going to do this.
Yeah, right. In the worst case scenarios, yeah.
So I think, like, as a parent, if you feel some type of way, like if your kids are annoying you or something, like you got to kind of work on stuff on yourself. Because kids are going to annoy you. Kids are going to be annoying.
Look, and we're not saying but you can never be upset with your kid. I was just venting about my own son.
Well, no, it's okay to be upset with your kids.
It's one thing when they're being a spoiled brat.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying like you can't be these things with.
Right.
But I think if it's like a constant, if you're constantly feeling annoyed by your kid or you're constantly
then there's an underlying issue.
There's something else.
There's a stress in your life that you need to try to work on and
try to figure out.
Yeah. Which is not easy for we are totally understanding that there are different circumstances.
Like with like one of my older daughters with Cheeky, like there's times where I was getting annoyed and like she would do things that typically like they would get me annoyed. Like it was like, I don't know. It would trigger me really really quickly. And so I had to like, what's wrong with me? because she's not necessarily doing anything wrong. Yes.
Why is this a trigger?
Yeah.
Why
do I feel this way?
Right.
So, and that's something I've worked on, and I'm, it's still work on. Not that she does that anymore, but like,
right.
I'm not one to argue,
Mm-hmm.
but when I do argue and I'm trying to prove my point, I'm going to try to get my last words in.
Right.
She's the same way. So it's constant. For when me and her get in an argument, it doesn't end.
Right.
Because I'm going to say what I'm going to say.
Right.
But she's going to say something.
No one's going to back down.
So I've learned to like, just be like, well, whatever, right. Like I don't say whatever, but like, I just learned to like, okay, like what am I fucking arguing about? Like this kid, like whatever, deal with it.
Yeah.
But,
well, I mean, it's tricky. I don't know. Just I know our society, like in our local area, we have like drive-by shootings all the time now. We've got constantly in the news younger people killing each other.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the society
90s all over again,
and it's like we're doing something fundamentally wrong in our culture. We're not meeting kids' needs the way that they need to be met. And this is, again, like I'm going to throw this out there because the public needs to think about this. This is not something that schools are going to solve alone. This is not something that somebody else is responsible for. This is something that all of us together have to solve. We all have to be involved in our kids and invested in them for them to be healthy enough to get through life and to become happy, healthy, successful adults.
Well, I think some of these kids, though, like, I mean, I don't think the parents care if their kids are running the streets.
That's a big problem. That's a big problem.
It is.
I mean,
and unfortunately, that's how it, some of these.
But then there have to be consequences on those adults. I mean, if your kid's out there doing these things, then there's some liability there if you're not enforcing things at home. I don't know. There's just something breaking down somewhere.
Do you think there can be a point where, as a parent, say you are trying to force these things, but your kid's just constantly doing these bad things?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right. There are
Can you just have unfortunately a bad kid? Like this kid is just a bad kid.
I absolutely think in extreme cases where there's like some psychopathy.
You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, like there are going to be
like, was Hitler a bad kid?
Sure. Like there's going to be a subgroup of people, right? There's going to be a small statistical group that are just hardwired in a way that is going to make behaviors challenging.
Yeah.
That is something else.
Yep.
That is something completely different because the things that should work won't. Then you have your other side, these like sociopathy type things, right? You get these little kids that have trauma, and these traumas have made them very scared and very reactive to certain things. Now, they're not sociopaths, don't get me wrong, but like they can turn to that if not addressed, right?
If not going to like therapy or something, yeah.
So in those cases, like by implementing supports in the home and all around this child where they learn what works and what doesn't, and where families are supported. I mean, I do think our social programs are kind of set up in a way that aren't always as useful as they should be. Mm-hmm. We need to really put supports around people when they're really struggling to make sure that kids' needs are met. So we're not spending so much money down the road on stuff that we shouldn't need to.
Yeah.
And like make it value driven. Money and resources go where you need them so that families can at least stabilize enough where that child's life is stable enough that they start to learn the right way forward. Yeah. And then that kid ends up an adult that is not on social programs, but has a job, has a family, is a valued member of society. We can't accept the fact that there's so many kids joining gangs and doing things. If they felt right at home, if they felt right in society, they wouldn't join a gang.
Yeah.
It bothers me that we just accept this.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be that many, statistically, like we said, there's going to be X amount of kids that are not going to fit in ever. And they're going to end up sadly becoming crazy people that do horrible things.
Part of the system.
That's a part of just, I guess you could call it the regular human spectrum. There's going to be these like outliers.
No,
there's nothing you can do for everyone, but as a culture, we're failing a significant amount of people.
Yeah.
The poverty plays a lot to do with that. I don't know. It's a huge undertaking, but I think if we get serious and look at it, guys, there's a lot we could do.
Yeah. I mean, I think I don't know.
Sorry.
That's a whole.
I don't know. We've digressed into a whole thing, but
Yeah. Anyway,
love your kids, guys. Love your kids. You have a question for this week?
I don't know if I've asked this question, but what's your favorite thing about yourself?
Oh God.
Do you ever stop to think about that? Do you ever think of like, what is it about me that I like?
That's a good question.
Self-reflect.
Yeah.
Because that's actually something pretty hard to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's almost like that question, what's your strengths and what's your weaknesses?
Right.
You're quick to throw those weaknesses out there.
Right.
Those strengths, though.
Well, our brains are hardwired for the criticality. For
Yeah. So that's always like, that's a question. What is something about you that, I kind of like that about me?
I value in myself that even though I don't ever seem to become perfect or get anywhere near closer to it, I want to be better.
Yeah.
I look at mistakes. I try to learn from them the best I can. I'm trying for, my family. I'm trying for society, for whatever, to do my best and to get better and to learn things that can help me be better. It takes a long time, but I'm proud of myself that I'm just trying to be a better human and to take care of things the best that I can, even if I am not fast at it or the best.
But it's a constant, trying to grow and you're trying to be better.
Trying to grow and trying to move in the right direction and do what I can to try to help other people do the same thing if they're open to it. Yeah. That's, I guess, something I'm proud of.
Yeah, that's good.
How about you, man?
Me?
What about you?
I don't know.
You do the same. You do the same. At the very least, you do the same.
At the same, yeah. I guess that's like a question for me, and it's probably a lot of people. It's like something I've never dwelled on or thought about. Like, what is it about me that I don't know? I guess it's just the way I love my family. I guess in a way.
Yeah.
Like I'll pretty much do anything for them. I'll murder someone for them. I probably.
I value that I'm
not gonna lie. If someone messed with my family the wrong way,
sure,
it wouldn't be out of the realm of.
legally,
yeah.
Right. In a self-defense situation, you would take a life you had to.
Oh yeah, no, I would. I wouldn't feel good about it, but obviously, like,
if someone's going to harm your child, I
don't know. I get that's like for me, that's a tough question. That's always one that I always think about. What? Because I'm very bad about not liking a lot of stuff. About me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. It's much easier to be critical of ourselves.
I'm a lot less not that way than I used to be a year ago. But that's one of those constant things. I guess it's kind of similar. Like I'm trying to change. I'm trying to constantly like evolve.
Right.
And become a better version of myself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's tough. It's hard. And,
we've talked about dignity. Yeah. And the idea of dignity. Like we all have that. And it is probably one of the most valuable things we can do is to look into ourselves and say, okay, how am I going to treat myself so that I'm in a place to treat other people better too? Because it's that negative voice.
Know thyself.
That can get us really into trouble.
Yeah.
And then we treat other people out of that disdain of how we're treating ourselves. So if you're being mean to other people, it's probably because of how you feel about how you're kind of interacting with yourself.
I just keep myself quiet. I don't even think I'm mean to people.
No, well, I'm like,
what I mean? Like I'm thinking,
nice I have people. We're just quiet because
we're quiet until we're not.
Right. Yeah. Right. Man.
But yeah, no, that was my question.
That's a good question, man.
It is a good question. Now I'm going to be thinking about it all day.
I know.
What is it? And then I'll come back next week.
What?
You know what? I hate everything about me.
You guys, I love that I'm so smart and I'm so cool. What if
I love that I'm very addictive and like... If I smoked crack, I'd probably be so addicted to it.
I love that I'm a crack whore. That's probably my favorite part.
I kind of love that I'm a prostitute. Yeah. I make a lot of money. I probably make the most money.
I love that I'm homeless. I love that I'm... No.
I don't know.
What if somebody was the opposite, though, where they just love too much about themselves?
No, there's people like that. Narcissists are that way.
Yep.
It's just, it's one of those things to maybe always try to kind of keep self-aware.
Most of us are not good about
we're not like and that like I just said, like I knew that question was coming, but so I was like, as he's talking, I was trying to think of what is it though, like what is that one thing? And it's just like that's a legit question that you need to come up with, because there is going to be times in interviews that pretty much that question is going to be asked. What are your strengths?
Right.
Which is, it's a lot different than that, because this is more of like you need to learn to love yourself. So you need to think this way at times, you know, and that's okay to do. So it's okay to be semi-narcissistic about yourself.
Yeah, and you got to be
healthy.
A whole human.
Yeah.
And a whole human is loving and accepting.
I think my journey with like quitting drinking and stuff, like, I think that's kind of helped me learn to like kind of appreciate life and myself. I think so. I think that's one thing I like about myself is I haven't let, now that we're talking now that I haven't let like my past things that's happened in my life, like kind of like deter me from being myself.
Yeah. Or determine your future.
Yeah. Like, you know, I could have went down so many different paths, you know, that I didn't allow myself because I didn't want those things, you know, or whatever. So I guess, you know, that's one thing I like about myself, that I won't allow myself to do that. Like, I might be quiet. I might be able to be looked at like as a pushover or something, but there's those morals that I have, that I won't, that I'll just keep those. Like, fuck you, you know, like, I'll quit my job because of them. You know,
have
like that
limits that you've set, and you're not going to go outside of those. Respectable boundaries.
They're this big, but they're there.
But they are there.
I'll do anything.
I'll do anything else. Anything at all.
Yeah. But I won't do that. Man. Meatloaf taught me that.
Nice.
I'll do anything for love.
But not that one thing.
But just not that one.
Not that one.
But anyway.
Oh, man.
On that note, I think we're good to go.
Yeah, it's been a fun day.
Yeah,
I hope you
fun
guys...
day Sunday. Go Niners.
That your day's as beautiful as ours is. Nice weather outside today where we're at.
It is. It's going to be 80.
Yeah, really, again?
81. Man,
I got to get the sweatshirt off. Hopefully it's, you know, a great week for you guys moving forward. Everyone's feeling well, healthy, happy. Hopefully your family's doing well. If not, you know,
I can't call in.
Putting things in motion.
I better not get sick.
I had to call out twice last week.
I know. I was just thinking like my boss was getting on me for, because there'd be a couple days here and there that I'd be like, oh, you know, something came up. It's random. It's randomly.
Just tell you that you needed to take your days?
That's a different story. That's different.
Oh, okay.
That's planned.
This
is unplanned. There's certain things that were unplanned that happened. You need to plan better. I'm like, well, yeah, I do, but I also didn't plan for this to happen.
Right.
So that's out of.
Isn't that kind of how?
That's out of my control.
Right.
I can't control what others do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely.
That's the realm. I'm not God. Sorry. Right. And God gave us free choice. So
fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation I'll never have on this podcast about that.
Except for right now.
Oh, no, I could go into
respectful boundaries.
Yeah.
Until they're disrespected. Man. All right, guys. All right. We love you. Have a great week.
Yeah.